this moment. Because tomorrow, you want to be somebody greater than the person you are today. You see yourself succeeding, you have a vision, you have a dream. Congratulations. You're already 10 steps ahead of 95% of the world. So I want to share one thing with you. It's going to move you closer to your dreams. But before I begin, I want to explain the biggest myth that most people think leads them to success. And here's the myth. You might believe if you're scared to fail, you won't fail. Lies. Biggest myth ever. And I believed it. You see, I always thought that being scared to fail in life would literally keep me from failing. I would look at the losers around me and I would say, sheesh, I never want to turn out like him. I really believed this train of thought would help me succeed. Until one day, I was walking down the street and I saw an old man. Had a hat, suspenders, and a cane. Was about 80 years old. This old man was barely walking. He could walk, but the cane helped a lot. He was struggling. So anyway, he was walking across the street and he ended up falling. So I went over to go help him. And he gets up, says thank you, and we introduced ourselves. Had a little conversation. Told me his name and I told him mine. His name was Robert, by the way. And right as he walked away, I told him, this is what I said. Robert, you should stay inside where it's safe, my friend. And Robert turns around and says to me, I love walking. And I love walking way more than I'm afraid of falling. So I asked him, well, what about your safety? Don't you want to live? And he told me this. These are the exact words he said. He said this. Solo, living means doing what you love to do. And if I have to fall here and there to do what I want to do in life, then so be it. And he just walked away. Never saw him again. That was it. But that statement really had me thinking. And it had me thinking hard because I learned something that day. That's when I realized the true key to success. You see, I always thought if I could just fear the act of failing, and if I fear it like crazy, I will succeed. Because I thought the fear would magically motivate me to get out there and start taking action. But after that day, I realized something. I realized it's the love for success that will lead me to succeeding. So just imagine if Robert feared falling. Would he even start walking? Of course not. He wouldn't even do what he loved to do. He would sit at home and take no type of action. But he loved walking. Wasn't even scared to fall. He gave him life. That's what allowed him to get up and do it. He loved walking so much, he was willing to fall 10 times a day just to do it. And you have to be the same. You have to love success just as much because that's going to allow you to get up and go for it. Being scared to fail won't do anything. In fact, when you love success and you start going for it, guess what happens? You're going to fail. You're going to fail 10 times, 100 times, maybe even 1,000 times. But that's okay. Failure isn't permanent. Falling isn't permanent. You get right back up and keep going. And this time, you're going to be stronger, wiser, and you'll be more driven than ever. And for every 10 failures, you'll land one success. You have to love success so much that you're willing to fail 10 times before you can succeed once. That's how a winner does it. Imagine if Michael Jordan was scared of missing. He would have never taken a shot. Imagine if Steve Jobs was afraid of people not liking his product. There would be no iPhone. So ask yourself this. Do you want to be a person who fears failure, or do you want to be a person who loves success? Which one? You're going to have to pick today. And I'll tell you one thing. One is a failure, and one is a success. And if you love success, there is nothing that can stop you. All those negative things people say will mean nothing. They're going to talk about how only 1% make it to the top. Big deal. Want to know something else? Only 1% stick with that fitness program long enough to see results. Only 1% of nerds stick with that video game long enough to get good at it. Only 1% of relationships stick it out to the end. That doesn't mean you have a 1% chance. It just means you can't behave like the 99%. You'll have to do something better than giving up a month from now. Those are just numbers. You want to talk about numbers? Take a look around you and take a good look around you. Are you like 99% of the people around you? If you are, then you're in the wrong video, my friend. This isn't for the 99%. This is for the 1% of people who are willing to take risks, who are willing to stay committed, who are willing to go out there and die for what they believe in. Because you know what? The 99%, they aren't willing to do that. They want perfection. They want safety. And whoever isn't there with them, they will try and knock you down every step of the way and get you back into safety with them. But you have a bigger vision. You aren't willing to settle. Not this time. This time, you're going for the promised land, baby. So the next time someone tells you, you're gonna fail, you know what you tell them? Tell them they're right. But you're not afraid to fail. You're not afraid to take action. You're not afraid to jump. You're gonna fail 10 times, but you know what? It's cool. Because on the 11th time, you'll succeed. Oh, you'll succeed, alright. And it'll feel good. And while you're over here living the life of your dreams and complete happiness, guess where they're gonna be? That's right. There'll be failures, the real failures, over there where it's safe, scared to fail. Ironic, isn't it?
Now it was from listening task when students listen to this recording, but before listening he had to speculate or think about how to solve depression. And all tasks were given in listening. And now post-reading tasks will be continued. Why?
I know what you are thinking now. It can be just too long listening for pre-task here, and students can be confused a little bit, but we have the same listening task for the while one, and as you mentioned, the listening task was just too long, and students cannot mention all the words which are given in the listening task here. And there can be also new words here, and new words, combinations, and etc. So we put the same listening task to the while task also, but now we are not going to listen it one more time. But the task itself can be listened to the recording one more time and fill the gaps. Students should find the missing words from the text itself, and it can be both reading for them and both listening at the same time. And next while task, we did like something the same thing from first task, and paraphrase the underlined words in the task. So when they found the missing words by hearing, they should know the meaning of the missing words, and they should find synonyms, or they should paraphrase the words. And of course, after while task, we have post task.
Okay, and after students have done pre-while and all tasks that's given, they should work in small groups and find the moral of the topic. against which they have listened.